We are interviewing Mr. Darwin Scott, renowned bass player, Carvin Jones Band, and various other projects throughout the valley. Darwin, thanks for coming in. Appreciate you.
Thanks.
Are you native to Arizona?
Yes. No, I'm not. No, I'm from Montana.
Yeah,
I'm from Montana. Yeah, I was raised in
I'm
Montana.
wise to you. About when did you move here?
2010. 2010.
It was a good year.
Was.
At least I think so.
Yeah, there was a lot of people working.
Yeah.
Yeah, we worked together back then.
And we did. All right. Did you play back in there in a band?
Yes, I did. I've been doing this since I was 17, 18.
How does the music scene even compare from here to there?
There's no music scene like Arizona's, There's not a really big music scene in Montana.
No.
It's mostly a country scene, I think, now. A couple of my friends play in rock bands, but nothing steady,
Are there college towns up there?
Yeah, but it kind of died. It was dying when I left, and I didn't even leave from there. I left there and moved to D.C. and came back, and it was still
DC.
dying. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. When I was there, everybody was playing for free.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was really hard to find a paying gig, and I just moved out there I wanted to see how good I was. And then after there was no money, I came back and then moved to Arizona.
Yeah.
And then there was a scene, But, these are back, I've been doing this for so long, back in the days when we toured Montana, those were dangerous days, leaving, to go to Billings and there's 5 feet of snow on the ground.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but those days are over. There's nothing really in Montana, I don't think, anymore.
Who do you think were your major influences when you started out?
I was an Earth, Wind, and Fire. My family was really into soul and funk. I grew up with the Bee Gees and all that 70s music, all that disco music, but I was I was a rock fan, I Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden, anything rock. I loved, and still do anything new. Ginger's probably the newest rock band I like, and they're a metal band, but yeah, anything that catches my ear,
Like you just mentioned, those are the guys that are influencing you now?
Pretty much, yeah. I don't really get to play a lot of it, but Journey, anything rock, Jimi Hendrix, anything that caught my ear. Pantera was one of my big kind of changed my the way I thought about playing metal. Just Chris Cornell I really liked, people like that.
Do you have a venue in the area that you like to play? Or is there some place that was special to you?
Probably Reds, Reds was really fun. There's a bunch of, it's kind of hard to say you had your favorite bar. That was my favorite bar. We set up on the ground. That was my favorite bar, but my favorite probably Reds.
Yeah.
Club Red.
Yeah.
That was a really fun place for me back in, when I was doing kind of original stuff, but yeah, you had to do that and then play in the bars,
Who's the last group that you got to see, like a national act?
The Mary Jane Girls.
Yeah.
With Rick James.
Bitch.
Yeah. And you remember the Mary Jane Girls were really good looking, back in the day. So I just figured they looked like that. They were big women came out on that stage, that in the round. We were just like, holy smokes, there's some big girls, but they sang like birds.
Yeah.
And I saw the Cult there, the Celebrity, where we're gonna play.
Yeah, oh yeah, with Carvin Jones.
Yeah.
What date is that?
March 30th.
March 30th?
Yeah.
Cool beans. What do you enjoy the most?
Getting a paycheck, going home, going to bed. You know, I'm no spring chicken anymore.
Yeah.
You know, like
Gots to
those
get paid.
gots to get paid. You know, it's greed for me. You know, I got to pay bills.
Wow.
But you know, back in the day when I was younger, you know, thought we were going someplace. You know, a couple times. You know, now it's a job. You know, it's a hard job nowadays, and being this old, you know.
Oh yeah, one-nighters. All right, one last question.
All
and
right.
I do appreciate you being here. Who would you have a conversation with? And this person could be alive or dead.
Probably Beethoven.
Beethoven.
Yeah, probably Beethoven.
He don't hear
Or
so well.
yeah, he doesn't. But we could put it on paper. He's still right. He writes in cursive.
It's code, baby. It's
Right, right. Probably Chris Cornell, because he was such an amazing songwriter to me. Johnny Winters was another one.
Wow.
I wasn't really into the blues, and when I saw Johnny Winters, it changed my whole theory about Stevie Ray Vaughan and how the blues was played. Like this little old man they wheeled out in a wheelchair, and he just looked like he was a rest home. They just wheeled out this guy on stage, and then he put his guitar on him, and you know, he was just, I'd never heard anybody play
Wow.
steel slide like that ever. And then I knew where Stevie Ray Vaughan got his ideas. You know, it's like, holy God. And then he died. Yeah.
I got to see him with his brother back in the day.
Oh wow, that would have been neat when he was still standing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Cheers.